Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Sarah Hamilton, and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. The Department of Justice has begun a federal civil rights investigation into the shooting death of Alex Preddy, the Minneapolis nurse who was killed by Border Patrol agents. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche said the probe will be led by the FBI during a news conference. Blanche emphasized that the involvement of the DOJ's Civil Rights Division is not always automatic in all law enforcement shootings. He noted, cases are handled differently by the department depending on the circumstances, and described the Preddy investigation as standard for incidents with such complexities. The Department of Homeland Security initially led the investigation, but Secretary Kristi Noem announced that the FBI would now take charge, with DHS and Customs and Border Protection conducting their own internal reviews. Both Border Patrol officers involved in the shooting have been placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation. Blanche would not confirm whether their names or body camera footage would be released. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that Kyiv supports the U.S. proposed plan to pause military strikes on energy infrastructure, as he said that Russia has not struck Ukrainian energy facilities overnight. A truce on hitting energy targets would be the first tangible result from a renewed U.S. peace proposal in Ukraine, where the 4-year-old war has killed tens of thousands of people. Massive Russian drone and missile strikes on Ukraine's power plants and electrical grids in recent weeks have left hundreds of thousands in blackouts and with disrupted heating across the country. Ukraine has used long-range drones to strike Russian oil refineries, aiming to hamper the Kremlin's economic ability to wage war. President Trump said on Thursday that he had asked Russian President Vladimir Putin for the halt in the strikes. On Friday, President Trump announced that he will nominate Kevin Warsh to be the next Federal Reserve Chairman. Trump's selection of Warsh would bring to an end a month-long internal deliberation among the president and his top advisors over who should lead the central bank. The current chairman is Jerome Powell. He has been the subject of the president's abuses for several months for not being willing to lower interest rates enough for the president's liking. Powell was initially appointed to this position by Donald Trump during his first term. Jerome Powell's term ends in May. Kevin Warsh is a former Red governor who played behind-the-scenes roles during Washington's rescue of Wall Street in the 2008-2009 financial crisis. Warsh lost out on the top job to Powell in 2017. In health news, new research says that nearly half of American adults are expected to be living with obesity by the year 2035. A new study in the Journal of the American Medical Association says about 126 million people in the U.S. will be considered obese by 2035, which will be about 47% of the population. The current number of adults with obesity has more than doubled over the past 30 years, surging from 34.7 million in 1990 to almost 107 million in 2022. In the study, researchers analyzed body mass index data from over 11 million Americans, breaking it down by state, age, sex, and race. The study found that women are more affected than men in middle-aged adults, especially those between 45 and 64 years old, have the highest obesity rates, but the fastest increases have been seen in young women under 35. The study's authors and other experts urge investments in prevention, early intervention, and equitable access to care to help change the current trajectory. In other health news, new research suggests that it takes more than a simple workout to live a longer, healthier life, according to researchers at Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. Those who have the most variety of exercises in their workout have a nearly 20% lower risk of premature death. Studies also suggest that even low-intensity activities such as walking, gardening, or climbing stairs also contribute to the impact on mortality. The research included data from more than 111,000 adults over 30 years. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
I'm Mayor Erin Joyce, and I'd like to tell you about some important projects we're working on here in Braintree to improve the quality of our local water bodies and to protect our town from the dangers of flooding and stormwater runoff. Stormwater runoff is the water generated from rain and snowmelt that flows over hard surfaces and does not soak into the ground. Stormwater runs through a system of pipes in the street and into our local water bodies, such as the Cochado River, Farm River, Manatequit River, and Sunset Lake. In Braintree, we have a separate sewer system. So what does that mean? That means that there are actually 2 separate pipes in most streets that carry stormwater and sanitary sewer separately. So when it rains and water washes into our catch basin system, it ties into the stormwater system, which transports water to our water bodies. Over the past 5 years, the town of Braintree has been working hard to maintain and improve our stormwater drainage systems. Now, we're constructing retrofits to the drainage system. These drainage retrofits use the natural process of infiltration to improve water quality and reduce potential flooding in our neighborhoods. At Plain Street Cemetery, we're constructing a bioretention basin. What that is right before the water, which today runs piped to the Manatequit River. This project intercepts that pipe before it goes and discharges into the river. And it creates a place for the water to go first, which is the bioretention basin. And in that basin, plants and engineered soils will filter the water so that that water that's coming off of the neighborhood right now, unfiltered, untreated, will be collected into a rain garden, and that provides a lot of pollution control before the water ultimately makes it to the Manatequit River.
I'm Rachel Horak. I live here in Braintree, and I'm the president of Sustainable Braintree. We think of ways that we can help our residents of Braintree live healthier lives that are in better harmony with our planet. Bioretention basin at the cemetery site is part of an overall project to expand the Braintree Cemetery. And this project will not impact current burial sites, nor will it impact future burial sites. After the bioretention basin is constructed, we add native plants that help filter out the pollutants so that the water is a little bit cleaner. Some of the ways that residents can help are reduce the amount of fertilizers that you use on your lawn, picking up pet waste, reducing the amount of garbage in our streets, and also raking the catch basins that you might see on the roadways.
To pay for these projects, we're leveraging grants from the Mass DEP, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, and the Metropolitan Area Planning Council. As a Braintree resident, you should know that the town is actively working on projects that help improve the water quality in our water bodies. With your help and these projects, we will help filter pollution and keep Braintree's rivers, lakes, and streams beautiful for years to come.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Sarah Hamilton. Now we'll be getting into more stories. Here's a look at some meetings scheduled for this week. On February 2nd, the Zoning Board will meet at 6:30 p.m. in the Johnson Chambers at Down Hall, and Historical Commission will have their monthly meeting at 6 p.m. at Braintree Town Hall. On February 3rd, the Committee of Ways and Means will meet at 6:30 p.m. in the Johnson Chambers at Town Hall, and the Braintree Town Council will meet at 7:30 p.m. in the Town Hall Auditorium. On February 4th, the Braintree School Committee will meet at 6:30 p.m. at South Middle School, and on February 5th, the Conservation Commission will meet at 7 p.m. at Braintree Town Hall. To watch the Braintree Town Council meeting and a rebroadcast of the school committee meeting, tune in to BCAM TV Government Channel, Channel 8 on Comcast, and Channel 26 on Verizon. And check out our YouTube page at youtube.com/BCAMTV. Winter tends to be cold and barren, a time when it appears nothing is available to sustain area wildlife. People with good intention often think they are helping animals by leaving food out, but according to the State Division of Fisheries and Wildlife, they are not. People intentionally feeding wild animals is not a new problem in mass, but the impulse to feed wildlife can be especially strong in the winter, said Megan Crawford, community engagement biologist at Mass Wildlife. It is important for residents to remember that wildlife in our state has evolved to tolerate very cold and harsh conditions and possess adaptations to survive year-round without our assistance. Feeding sites can cause aggression and competition over food, causing animals to waste energy and fat reserves. If you love wildlife, don't provide them with supplement food. Instead, focus on actions that make a positive difference, like growing native plants, advocacy for nearby land protection, and habitat restoration. Harvard School of Dental Medicine presents Give Kids a Smile. Give Kids a Smile Day is a fun opportunity for children to receive free oral health care in a safe, comfortable setting. On Saturday, February 28th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Harvard Dental Center, located at 118 Longwood Ave in Boston, kids can come dressed as their favorite animal. They offer dental screenings, cleaning, fluoride treatments, toothbrushes, toothpaste, floss, and oral education. For kids to register, go go to www.hsdm.harvard.edu/event/GiveKidsSmile. Good news for local veterans in Braintree. The Braintree Veterans Services Center has announced that the Veterans Pantry is back up and running. The pantry is now accepting donations of new clothing, toiletries, and non-perishable food items, all of which go directly towards supporting local veterans in need. The pantry serves veterans in Braintree, Holbrook, and Avon. Donations can be dropped off at the Veterans Services Center located at 74 Pond Street in Braintree. Town officials say the reopening of the pantry ensures veterans continue to have access to essential resources and support within the community. Here's a look at what's happening around Braintree. The Braintree Recreation Department is offering a Central Rock Gym climbing clinic now through February 11th and again from February 18th through March 25th. They're also running a Kids Test Kitchen program through February 24th, meeting Tuesdays at 5 p.m., along with Kids Art Night Out on February 6th. For details, call the Recreation Department at 781-794-8900. And finally, the Braintree Catholic Collaborative is inviting the community to a free community meal on February 4th at 5:30 p.m., held at St. Francis of Assisi Church Hall. 40 meals will be available on a first-come, first-served basis, dedicated to those who truly need them. All are welcome and no registration is required. And that's your weekly snapshot. Thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
Hi, I'm Tom Lyons, a retired captain from the Quincy Fire Department and the author of the book Fighting Fire, A Proactive Approach. Let's talk portable electric space heater safety. These heaters must not be left unattended. Place them on a stable base 3 feet from combustibles. Their use is not recommended within a bedroom, but if you must do so, place a smoke detector on the ceiling within the bedroom. Plug a portable space heater directly into the outlet, avoiding extension cords. Thus, do not use lamp cords or power strips for this purpose. Are portable, unvented propane and oil-filled heating appliances safe to use within a residence? No. Massachusetts prohibits their use. These heaters produce asphyxiant gases. These gases can render an occupant incapacitated or dead. Please consider your safety during these upcoming colder months. Thank you for doing so.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. The ICE enforcement in Minnesota is causing a ripple effect of action across the nation. Here in Massachusetts, Governor Maura Healey said she has signed a new executive order designed to protect against ICE activity in sensitive locations that will bar federal immigration agents from schools, hospitals, churches, and courthouses across the state. She said that the order would also allow parents to pre-arrange guardianship for their children in case they are detained, and make it illegal for National Guard soldiers from other states to be deployed within Massachusetts without the governor's permission. Healey said her legislation would prohibit elementary, middle, and high schools, as well as licensed child care programs and after-school programs, from allowing an ICE or immigration agent to enter the premises without a judicial warrant. The order would prohibit hospitals, community health centers, nursing homes, and substance use disorder programs from granting ICE access to non-public areas without a judicial warrant. Commercial fishing in Gloucester has always been a dangerous proposition, and now another tragedy has befallen the North Shore community. The U.S. Coast Guard said they responded to an emergency beacon issued by the 72-foot boat fishing vessel, the Lily Jean, about 25 miles off the coast of Cape Ann last Friday. An extensive search by helicopter and boat found a debris field and a body near the area. The Coast Guard spokesperson, Timothy Jones, said there was no Mayday distress broadcast made by the boat. A life raft from the boat was also found, but it was empty. The Coast Guard said the person who was recovered from the water was not wearing a survival suit. The identity of the person who was recovered and those who are missing have not yet been released, but State Senator Bruce Tarr, who represents the district, said, "The skipper of this vessel is well known to all of us. He's one of the kindest, nicest individuals on the face of this earth. He's very skilled. His family comes from a tradition of fishing, and he's one of those in this port that is considered among the best." An MH-60 Jayhawk helicopter, Coast Guard cutters, and a fixed-wing aircraft were involved in the search, which was suspended on Saturday, January 31st. It's been a local staple since it was founded in 1980. Now the only remaining factory that makes Cape Cod chips in Massachusetts is closing its doors. The Campbell's Company, which acquired the Cape Cod Chips brand in 2018, announced in a press release it will close the factory, laying off 49 workers, and move production elsewhere. A statement from a Campbell's Company spokesperson said, "The spirit and energy of Cape Cod will always be at the core of the Cape Cod Chips brand. We recognize that the people and the site are an important part of the community. For years, we've made these delicious chips at other sites across the country to support the growth of the brand. The decision to close the plant reflects a careful assessment of our business needs. The company will help with employees with separation benefits, job placement support, and guidance on how to tap into state assistance programs." According to the release, only 4% of the volume of Cape Cod chips are produced in Hyannis. They will continue to be made at facilities in Hanover, Pennsylvania, Beloit, Wisconsin, Charlotte, and North Carolina. Amazon, one of the largest employers in the country, is cutting 16,000 jobs across the company. The company announced the cuts in a memo to employees, saying it was making organizational changes as part of its goal to reduce layers, increase ownership, and remove bureaucracy. An Amazon spokesperson confirmed that the 16,000 job cuts announced on January 28th are additional to last year's layoffs. The announcement comes a day after Amazon said it would close all physical Amazon Go and Amazon Fresh stores, and instead prioritize its Whole Foods grocery stores. Amazon did not specify which teams and locations will be affected by the job cuts. There are several Amazon warehouses and fulfillment centers in Massachusetts, in cities such as Fall River and Medford. The Bay State has no Amazon Fresh or Amazon Go locations. Amazon said it will offer most affected U.S.-based employees 90 days to search for a new job within the company. The New England Patriots are going to the Super Bowl, but is quarterback Drake May going with them to Santa Clara? He was listed on his team's injury report for a right throwing shoulder issue and listed as limited for a hypothetical practice scenario last Thursday and Friday ahead of Super Bowl 60. But Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel downplayed the injury while addressing reporters, claiming he tries not to have a whole lot of concern and just wants to try to prepare the football team and make sure that everybody's ready and that they all have a plan. The 23-year-old May is a finalist for the 2025 Associated Press NFL MVP Award. He threw for 4,394 yards, 31 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions on 354 of 492 passing, while leading the Patriots to a 14-3 record. Their first AFC East Division title since 2019 and their first Super Bowl appearance in 7 years during his second NFL season. The Patriots will face the Seattle Seahawks in Super Bowl 60 on February 8th, which will be a rematch of Super Bowl 49, which saw New England defeat Seattle by a score of 28-24. Thank you for tuning in to Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment.
Hi, I'm Tom Lyons, a retired captain from the Quincy Fire Department and the author of the book Fighting Fire, A Proactive Approach. Cooking is the leading cause of home fires. Unattended cooking is the leading cause of these fires and related deaths. Therefore, keep a close eye on your cooking. If you must leave the kitchen, bring a utensil with you as a reminder of your efforts. Set a timer for food taking longer to cook. Turn pot handles towards the back of the stove. Keep a lid nearby when cooking. If a small grease fire starts, slide the lid over the pan and shut off the burner. You can take an active role in your safety. Cooking safety starts with you.
Hi, I'm State Representative Bruce Ayers, and I'd like to introduce you to the Helping Hand program. With rising healthcare costs, all too often we hear stories about our seniors, veterans, and neighbors who may not have the proper insurance coverage they need for durable medical equipment. These individuals may be living on a fixed income and may not have the financial resources necessary to cover the costs of the equipment they need. We have a solution. The Helping Hand program provides free, durable medical equipment to residents in need. Items such as wheelchairs, walkers, crutches, canes, commodes, tub seats, and hospital beds are available through the program. We receive donations of lightly used equipment and store them at our facility in North Quincy. If you're in need of any of these items, you can pick them up free of charge and return them after any length of time.
My scooter has improved my mobility and independence. Thanks to Helping Hand, I can go to the store, visit the boardwalk, and do so much more.
Helping Hand is a great resource for people who don't have insurance coverage.
The Helping Hand program is successful thanks to the generosity of people who have donated durable medical equipment to our inventory. For more information about the program or to fill out an equipment request form, visit our website or call 617-472-9877. If you know someone in need of these items, we're always available to lend a helping hand.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. First in entertainment, we have some news. In some sad news, Catherine O'Hara, an actress most notably known for her roles in Home Alone and Schitt's Creek, has died at the age of 71. O'Hara died Friday, January 30th, at her home in Los Angeles following a brief illness, according to her agency. A true veteran in the entertainment industry, O'Hara's Hollywood career spanned 5 decades. In that time, she won 2 Emmy Awards, a Golden Globe, and 2 Actor Awards. She's survived by her husband, Beau Welch, and sons Matthew and Luke. Now, here are some movies and shows that have been creating some social buzz. First, Zootopia 2 follows detectives Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde, who find themselves on the twisting trail of a mysterious reptile who turns the mammal metropolis of Zootopia upside down, testing their growing partnership like never before. They go undercover in new parts of town to crack the case. The film stars Jennifer Goodwin and Jason Bateman. You can watch Zootopia 2 now in theaters. Up next, Bridgerton is back for season 4 and follows Bachelor Benedict Bridgerton as he resists settling down until he meets a mysterious lady in silver at his mother's masquerade ball. He falls for her, unaware of the fact that she is actually a resourceful maid working for a demanding employer. This season stars Luke Thompson and Yaren Ha. You can watch Bridgerton season 4 now on Netflix. Finally, Iron Lung takes place in a post-apocalyptic future after the Quiet Rapture event and follows a convict who explores a blood ocean on a desolate moon using a submarine called the Iron Lung to search for missing stars and planets. The film stars Mark Fishback and Troy Baker. You can watch Iron Lung now in theaters. That'll do it for news today. Don't forget, Verizon customers can watch BCAM TV in high definition on channel 2128 and Comcast on channel 1073. I'm Sarah Hamilton, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll see you next time.